Welcome to Content Marketing Insider powered by Repurpose.io. I am Roy Garcia. Thank you for joining us today. Now, in this episode, we are going to be talking about your business and how having a social media presence is vital to your growth and to your revenue. Our special guest owns a social media marketing agency that specializes in short form videos for service based B2C businesses. We are delighted to have her on the show, Jen McKee. Jen, welcome to Content Marketing Insider.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here today.
Now, Jen, could you just briefly share to us what got you to starting an agency? And I'm pretty curious about this one. How come you're just focusing on short form content?
Yeah. Thank you for asking. So I founded Key Art Marketing in 2018 after I was doing some marketing for a friend's business and realized that every business needs social media, but most business owners don't have the time to actually create the content and get it out there. And so instead, they just don't do anything. In 2020, there was, of course, the big move towards TikTok. And at that time, I just started kind of playing around with it. And I got a client that said, I want to be on TikTok. Is that something you do? And I was like, actually, that is something that I want to do. So let's do it. And ever since then, we have a huge emphasis on TikTok, but on short form video in general. And that's been really helpful considering the direction that social media has really gone.
So
Yeah.
let's jump into the topic today, how boring businesses can still have a brilliant social media presence. So here's my first question. How, I'm laughing right now because just the thought of it is, how do you define a boring business anyway?
Yeah. So honestly, it's kind of self-defined. And I've heard business owners say, like, well, how are you going to create content for me? It's so boring. Like, what I do is so boring. People don't care. In some ways, like, yes, people don't care. I work with a lot of plumbers and HVAC technicians. And for the most part, people don't care about like the nitty gritty installation things that you're doing. But your social media can still be really exciting in a great way to get people to get to know you. People don't hire people because they're really good at installing water heaters. They hire them because they trust the company and they like the people that are in it. And they feel good about, obviously every plumber knows how to do that for the most part, right? So we don't need to show them that, but we want to show more of our personality. And
A lot of people out there might be thinking, is my business boring? I find it interesting, but other people may not find it interesting.
exactly. Yeah. That's exactly it. The person I was talking to was like a finance person. They're like, my business is so boring. I'm like, money is not boring, but I can see how you might think that no one wants to sit here and talk about it all day.
Money is not boring. If there are people who are bored with their money, Jen and I are here. Just go and reach out to us and we'll help you out. We'll help you out.
Right.
What we're saying here is that you need social media, regardless of whatever business you are. Since we're talking about social media presence, so what would be a good place to start?
So I always am pointing people towards TikTok right now, and for good reason. The reason that TikTok is so exciting is because of it's still new, but there's massive amounts of people joining every day. So it's something that we know is going to stick around. The advertisers, it's so low. So there's a lot of organic or non-paid reach that we see on TikTok that we don't see on other platforms. So if you think about Facebook or Instagram, when you're posting something on your page, it's getting in front of people who already know you and are already following you. And it's really only getting in front of a small percentage of those people, maybe like 1 to 10% of the people following you. When you're posting on TikTok, it's getting in front of new people every day. Most of the content on TikTok is shown on what's called the For You page. So it is the stream of videos that TikTok has determined that you will like based on what it knows about what you like. And so it gives business owners an opportunity every single time they're putting content out there to get in front of new people. And that's really exciting because we don't have to pay to get in front of new people and we can do it every day and every time that we post.
Okay, so let's say for example, I want to start on TikTok. I'm a business. I want to start TikTok. I want to get noticed there. What do I do? What are the topics that I need to start doing?
I like to stay a little bit surface. It's really interesting. It's the things that come so easy and natural to you, like the things, those are the education that you can really stick to. Yes, you can go deep, like what you're saying, watching these people install things, and it's very, very interesting. What I found with my clients is that when we go that direction, we attract more people like us rather than who might be our ideal client. So that's something to think about too. Creating content that your ideal customer would be interested in or could be helpful to them or could be relatable for them. So you don't always have to stick to business content or educational content. Another really great part about short form video is being able to showcase your personality, your team. If you have, this team of technicians or whoever is working for you, that's really fun. An office dynamic between people. And then like telling your story, doing some kind of fun things. Think about the Kardashians, right? The Kardashians have multi-billion dollar businesses, right? And they all sell things, but on their show, they're not talking about what they sell. On their show, they're just showing their life. And yet people want to buy from them because now they're getting to know them and trust them and understand them and they're relatable to them. And so now they want to buy from them. So that's something else you could think about is creating this other thing, right? That and it doesn't have to be a show, but creating this other thing that is attracting people into your account that then they're like, well, what does this person do? And what do we want to buy from them? So that's one direction.
Well, Jen, Repurpose.io does have a free download for those boring businesses who want to get started with creating content. And that's why we have that link down in the description. Go ahead, visit that link. We've got a free download for you. And if you want to start creating content, repurposing content, there's a repurposing content guide just for you. Download it, it's for free. Again, we are here with Jen McKee here at Content Marketing Insider. We are talking about how businesses who are boring can still have a brilliant social marketing presence. Now, you mentioned something about short videos. How important is video in the social media strategy of a boring business?
I think in general, a lot of static content isn't getting the reach and engagement as it used to, really across every platform. Like, of course, I've talked a lot about TikTok, and of course, TikTok is really video heavy. I mean, that's the whole platform, and people's attention spans are getting shorter. So, having that short form video is a great way to keep people engaged and even be a funnel to your longer form video, right? I mean, repurpose.io has short form content and long form content, and there's a need for both of them. But it also allows people to get to know you. One of the greatest things about TikTok is like this authentic version of people, right? Where you can't fake it anymore. And it's not about the aesthetic and it's more about who you actually are. So that's really why video is important. And I have some really great stats because I really love stats. But video is actually it's shared more than any other piece of content. So, of course, sharing puts your content in front of more people. So, we always want shares. 93% of companies have acquired new customers from their video. That's a huge number. If you want to think about where you're going to be investing your marketing dollars, like obviously video is such a great choice for that. And then on TikTok in general, like one of the biggest things that people who are on it think is like, it's only for kids and it's like only this dancing app. And really, the TikTok adult user grew over 5 times in 2020 to where now there's like over 15 million adults on TikTok also that are actively watching. That's just not who's downloaded it, but who actively use TikTok. So video's here to stay. That's where the direction of social media is. And it really needs to be a part of any social media strategy if you have any intention on actually reaching your customers.
But Jen, you're saying something about videos. Like, if I want to get started, do I have to like buy a camera, expensive equipment? What do I need to get started in video?
You really don't need anything besides your phone. Like some really basic things would be, make sure that your lighting is where people can see you and you're not really dark in the shadows. Wipe off your camera. Like we keep them on our head or in our pocket. So they have film and lint on them. Always wipe them off. Make sure you're in somewhat of a quiet space so that people can hear you well. But as far as like equipment, you really don't need anything at all at this point.
So most phones that we have cameras and really nice microphones. You can get started. Just press record, right?
I know. It is scary. It's scary to do new things and it's scary to put yourself out there, but that's where we find the most growth in our life. And so sometimes you just have to try new things. And of course, you can create video without your face. There's always options, right? Like you can create video of the scene around you or the process of what your team is doing or anything like that. But for people to get a chance to know you, I mean, that is really the easiest way is to put your face in front of the camera. It's not the only option, but it's good practice.
With regards to like TikTok, because we're just talking about TikTok, but so
Yeah.
what would you recommend? What are the certain accounts that we can put our content in?
Honestly, this is what I use repurpose.io for, and I use it for all of my clients, and it makes my life insanely easier. But not to plug you guys, but seriously, I do use repurpose.io every single day in my business because we take the videos that we're putting on TikTok and we're able to put them on Instagram Reels, we're able to put them on Facebook, we're able to put them on LinkedIn, we're able to put them on YouTube Short. We can change the captions, the hashtags, add keywords, schedule them out. Like so that's what we put them all on. There's also Pinterest, which we don't manage Pinterest for anybody, but so basically every platform now has video options. And then using something like repurpose.io makes it really fast and easy and like really gives you no excuses to not put it out there, to give yourself an opportunity. You've already created this content to give yourself an opportunity to get in front of more people, right? There's a different audience on Instagram or different people are seeing your content. On Facebook, different people. On LinkedIn, different people. So once you created it, being able to get it out on all of these platforms, it's how you can take one piece of content and turn it into 30 pieces of content, you know?
And speaking of repurpose.io, folks, when you're watching this video or listening to this podcast, please do check out the show notes and the description below. We do have a special link just for you. Go ahead and go and visit that. And you can try out Repurpose for the next 14 days and go try it out. Take it for a spin. We're back with Jen McKee, and we're talking about how boring businesses can have a brilliant social media presence. Now, if I were a boring business, what would be my first step?
I think the first step would really be coming up with a video strategy. And maybe even taking yourself completely out of the educational part of it and just start to tell your story and thinking about it differently. Like it's the cookie cutter things that are boring. It's the stuff that could be it's the generalized stuff that's boring and people are more interested in people and getting to know people. And again, like the Kardashian thing, like whether or not you think they're interesting or love them, the bottom line is that they've been able to grow their businesses because people have gotten the opportunity to get to know them and get into their lives. So no, you don't have to share like all of your, baby mama drama, but telling people your story is where you can start. And that could be on camera and it could be just the beginning of it. Taking like really simple video of yourself working or your office or your team working is another really easy place to start. There's so many options, but really just video would definitely be the first place that I would go.
Thank you so much, Jen, for being with us. We have learned so much from you, and we're excited to implement all of these little tips. Anything else you want to say, Jen?
Get your content out there with repurpose.io. It really makes it so much easier, and you can get in front of tens of thousands of people with one video. It's crazy. Crazy what's possible.
And with that, we want to thank everyone for joining us here at Content Marketing Insider powered by Repurpose.io. I am Rory Garcia in behalf of Jen McKee. We'll see you again next time.